Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Ryan or Hanif back with another Pure Facts podcast, man. The week 5 of the NFL has finally concluded with the Chiefs Saints game, man. What an amazing week for football. Just like absolutely amazing week. I think football this year is probably some of the most unpredictable it's ever been, maybe in my lifetime. Like, there's teams that I would never thought that would win. Like, Kirk Cousins just threw for 500 plus yards on an OT win in prime time. Like, the the Minnesota Vikings are 5-0 and destroying everybody in the NFC and even in the AFC. Like, the Chicago Bears are actually relevant. The Commanders are on a crazy tear right now. Jaden McDaniels is actually so freaking good. Along with the Jags getting their first win, the crazy Ravens Bengals game. But without further ado, let's get into it and let's get into the facts. Okay, so like I said, week 5 of the NFL it just concluded. We're gonna go step by step. Of course, we're gonna talk about my Chiefs. Chiefs get the victory over the Saints, 13-26. It was a pretty solid game all around for Mahomes. I think this is a better game than what he's been having over the past couple of weeks because he's been doing really really dumb stuff. I guess I don't even understand what it is. Like I want to pick you guys' brain for a second. I don't understand. Is he injured or is it just not the trust in his receivers? Because it's kind of weird. Because he's doing very unorthodox like things that he usually doesn't do. Like for instance, like he's usually able to read a defense at this part in his career. So before I do understand that he did have a problem reading defenses. Even Brady said it a while ago that when he knows how to read when he gets the chance to read defense, he's gonna be out of his mind. So I thought we were past that now, and now it just feels like he well not this week, but last week he was doing really really dumb throws. He has a pick like every game I think so far in the season, but this pick really wasn't his fault. We'll talk about that. Bring it up. It was Juju. First of all, Juju had a phenomenal game. 7 receptions for 130 yards. He would have had a touchdown, but he botched it. But we're not gonna talk about that. We still ended up winning the game. Juju went insane. Kareem Hunt, man, listen. I thought that without Pacheco, it was gonna be a real question on our offense. I thought I know any real Chiefs fans know that Pacheco low key is our new identity in terms of like not the star player, but he helps us in so much because he's such a good runner. He's such a good he's like the Draymond of our team if that makes sense. Like he's the nit and gritty. He gets dirty. Like so for instance, we don't gotta worry about us throwing a ball all the time because Pacheco usually can average like 3 to 4 yards per carry and he's very hard to take down. He's very hard. He's very good in the nose of the defense. Like he's just all around very good. So I thought him going down was going to be really big for us. I thought, to be honest, like I never doubt my team, but I thought this was going to be a game where we were tested and we weren't even tested. Like, and I just want to say one thing, man. Like, being a longtime Chiefs fan, I was here when Kareem Hunt got drafted. Man, I'm so happy he's back. This guy is amazing, man. So he had himself a night. He rushed for 27 carries and 102 yards and a touchdown. Man, he is insane. He is back in true form. I don't understand why nobody picked him up. This could be now. I don't want to diminish what he's done because I think he's an amazing back and he's good. This could just be also our O line. You guys know we have like a top 3 O line in the NFL. Like we have arguably top 2, maybe even the best center in the NFL. So it's just like our running game should always be good, especially if we have a competent back, which Kareem Hunt is like way better than competent. He's amazing. It was all around good. The Travis Kelsey washed stuff that everybody was throwing around. He just had a light night, 9 receptions, 70 yards, something like something he does in his sleep. It's just I don't even understand. We had some big contributions from McCole had a 33 yarder. Noah Gray had a really good play. So my P Ryan got that live from Travis Kelsey to from 3 and 22 to get us in fourth and down range for us to go for it and complete it. It was just a overall just amazing game for my Chiefs. Like I really appreciate this game. This is a game where I didn't have to stress because I've been stressing for the last 4 months, and it's been so like I don't want to say it's been bad because I like that feeling. Like I like to like pause, but I like to feel something when I'm watching these games. Like if it's like anxiety, if fear, if it's excitement. Like that's the point of sports to like really feel go through their emotions. And this is the first game where I just felt like it was just like happiness. Like we were in control of the game. The game was never out of hand. And the Saints never had the game under control. They did score an early touchdown that made the score. I believe it was at 13 to 13 to 16 at one point. But then they just our defense. Listen, so I know I've been talking about the offense, man. Let me talk about this defense. Listen to me. We, I don't know. Maybe this is an overreaction. Maybe this is a hot take. But this boy Nick Bolton gotta be a top five linebacker in the league, man. This guy is so physical. He's so fast. He's flying everywhere. I think he's just borderline underrated, man. He is so good on our defense. A lot of people talking about Chris Brown. I said Chris Brown. My bad. Chris Jones, um, and Trent McDuffie, like which they are amazing players in their right. And of course, Chris Jones is the best player on defense, not even close. But like Nick Bolton, man, he makes such good plays. He's such a good leader, man. He calls out a lot of the formations. He's very smart. It's just overall, like I feel like this team, man, like once we can get going on offense, man, I don't know. I always think we can win a bowl, but this is like that's biasism because it's my team, of course. But like this year is actually looking better than last year. Like, and we won a bowl. So like, what does that even say? Like, if Mahomes could get on the same page with his receivers, which we've seen him do, we've seen him go throughout the season get better and better and better. And now that they're not dropping a ball, it's even better because we can rely on them. Now, like I said, Juju did drop a ball, which was picked off. Um, and I actually heard a statistic where people had Mahomes for one passing touchdown, so people lost hella money, because Juju. So they were making memes about him all night on X, not Twitter. But yeah, it was just a solid game for the Chiefs, a really really good game, and I appreciate them, man. Go out there and let's achieve greatness. All right, so let's talk about the Saints. Derek Carr had a pretty bad night. I mean, our defense was all over him. Alvin Kamara couldn't run the ball. We have like a top five run defense, so I wasn't expecting him to run the ball that much anyway. He did go crazy on receiving. He had 40 yards receiving. Rasheed Shaheed caught a fucking blown coverage, straight this a run up the gut touchdown. Derek Carr did air that shit out. Derek Carr got an arm on him. Like I knew he did, but like that was really good. Who else? Jawan Jennings didn't have that good of a these are yeah. Everybody else is Chris Olave got locked down, man. He got two receptions for 10 yards. He's pretty butt. I had him in fantasy. I definitely just dropped him in fantasy now because he is butt. In my opinion, like I think he's a butt receiver. I don't know what happened to him. He's just butt. So uh, Chiefs do come off with the win 26-13, and we improved to 5-0. Let's see if we can go undefeated. Let's see if we can do that. I don't expect us to, but Godspeed. Okay, so let's talk about some of the one of the most exciting games this week was the Buccaneers and the Falcons. I watched this entire game with my boys, and we were going back and forth, like and like jaw drop. Like this was a really really good game. Um, Kirk Cousins threw for 509 yards, 4 TDs, and one pick. Like it was actually insane. This boy Darnell Mooney had himself a game. So did freaking Drake London. Like, bro, Drake London had 150 yards off 12 receptions and one TD. Darnell Mooney had 9 receptions, 105 yards and two TDs. Man, like, listen, this is the best I've ever seen Kirk Cousins ever. Even on that Minnesota run with Stephon Diggs, I've never seen him this good. Like he was dicing up this defense, and Tampa Bay's defense is nothing to slouch at, man. They have a solid defense. They're really physical. Like all the defense that are physical, Baltimore, 49ers, Tampa Bay, like us, those are the best defenses because they're not afraid for contact. They're not afraid to play their role, and when someone plays their role, the team is wonderful. You don't want nobody trying to be like a hero. They play their role. They know their formations. They listen to their leader. It's just like that's Tampa Bay. So the fact that Kirk Cousins came in here and lit them up is kind of impressive. I mean, Tampa Bay has a really good run defense, but they don't have a really good passing defense. I heard that they're like almost bottom five in passing defense, so they are susceptible to getting cook through the air. But like overall, like man, Kirk Cousins looks good. There's nothing really to say about this. He just looks really good. That Achilles looked really good on him. Looked really good during this game. Um, the Bucks, man, the Bucks played a really solid game too. I don't know. Listen to me. I think the Bucks lost, and I'm not gonna put the loss on all on Baker, but I'm giving Baker 75% of the reason why they lost. I don't know what happened, bro, but after the third quarter, he actually played like really bad. Like I don't know if the defense was just getting to him, or they started adapting to what he was doing. But I think like he went like 4 and out like 4 times or something like that. It was just they weren't doing nothing, bro. Baker was throwing like behind his receivers. He was like usually Baker knows when to run the ball. He wasn't running the ball at all. Like it was I remember it was 2 plays where it was mad space in the middle, easy for the first down, and he threw the ball behind his receiver, which is weird because he usually takes that. Like it was like he was getting kind of nervous. Mike Evans had him a game. 5 receptions, 62 yards, 2 touchdowns. I have him Mike Adam. Oh my God, Mike Evans on fantasy. So we love that. And this is overall this is a fantastic game. Falcons did come out with the win, 36-30 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they are now the leaders of the NFC South. Is that the South or is that the West? Let me just make sure. I don't want to. It's the NFC South. So good for the Falcons. They're looking like a really solid team. Looking like a really solid team. We can fast forward. The Jets and the Vikings play in London. The Vikings won. The Jets, it was all garbage time. I hate when teams allow this. Like the Vikings were in control of the game the whole time, and then just trying to make a comeback at the fourth quarter. You know, when you're taking your foot off the pedal and they're trying to make that like it's basically called garbage time. It's what the Cowboys usually do a lot when they're getting blown out, like to make the game like look closer on a stat board than what it really was. Vikings are legit. I want to say Vikings are a truly legit team. And they're scary, man. Their defense is actually playing lights out, bro. And that was the problem with them for a while, is that their offense was really good for a while. It's been good for a while, and their defense hasn't stood the time of battle. But like their defense right now is on fire, man. They like I said, they play. I could put them in. They play physical as well, man. They play ball to ball. That Van Ginkel pickup from the Dolphins was beautiful, man. He got a pick in this game to start the game. I think Aaron Rodgers threw 3 picks or something like that. Yeah, he threw 3 intos, man. 2 touchdowns, man. Listen to me. Um, I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. I am. Like I won't deny that. I think he was like I remember growing up watching him, but he's washed. I'm sorry, man. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I believe that on a good O line he can 100% perform, but the Jets O line isn't there, and he can no longer be that mobile quarterback that they need. That's good right now in this kind of a sort of meta, like where your quarterback has to be mobile, has to create space, has to create time in the pocket in order to get the ball out. Because DBs are just better now, man. Like listen to me. Like before back in the day, you only had really 1 or 2 solid DBs. Now I feel like all the DBs are solid. Like there's like still that one great one or all pro one, and then there's usually like randoms, but they're all solid now. I feel like none of them are getting cooked too bad. The like I did. Well, we're gonna get to cook because there is one team defense I think that's like it's the worst in the league, and it's not who you think it is, but like all the DBs are just like fantastic. So Vikings do pull out the win in London, 23-17. They're proved to 5-0, and they're number one seed in the NFC, just in the NFC. Okay. You can fast forward this. Chicago Bears and Panthers. Panthers are bad. Bottom five team. Probably the worst bottom two franchises it's actually funny because their games are back to back. Bears beat them 36-10. Caleb had a game. Caleb's looking really good. Caleb is maturing. You got to give people a chance to actually like do good, especially the transition from college football to NFL. It's completely different. So let's give him a chance, and now he's looking like a stud. And I'm looking forward to see what the Bears are going to do, man. The Browns and the Commanders, like I said, the Browns are a bottom five franchise, bottom five team. They suck. I want to say that good job on the Commanders. The Commanders shocked everybody, not me. You can ask my boy. I told people that I keep calling him McDaniels. Jaden Daniels was a amazing quarterback in college. I watched him in college a lot. He's really really good. I didn't know they were going to be this good, but I thought they were going to be in competition to getting a playoff spot. and they are going up and beyond. Listen to me. I won't even lie. If I had to vote for an MVP so far, it'd be between Lamar and Jaden Daniels, and I think I would give it to Jaden Daniels because Jaden Daniels' team is not that good as Lamar's, man, and he is really, really good, man. Like he threw for 32 yards, one touchdown. I think he rushed for one. No, he didn't rush for one, but he had 82 yards on the ground, man. The Browns defense is actually like sorry, like they're horrible now. I don't know what happened to them. Is Miles Garrett? Is he playing? Like I didn't watch the game because like I never want to watch the Browns play. Like I'm not gonna cap. What's his name? I forgot his name. Deshaun Watson pisses me off so bad. Like not only is he horrible at football, he's a horrible person. Um, so it's just ironic. I don't see Miles Garrett on this defense, so I guess he's not playing, or is he injured or something? Let me just double check that. But yeah, the the Commanders are flying high right now. They're number one in their division, and I think, believe it or not, I think they're gonna win the division. I think they're gonna win the NFC East. I really think they do. I really do. Let me see. Miles Garrett. No, they said he played. No, no, no. Last time he played was against the Raiders, so he didn't play the last game. That's probably why they got cooked even worse. But Commanders come out with the win, 34-13, absolute blowout. And I think the last touchdown was like garbage time, so the score would have been like what 34-6, I think. So like they only had two field goals on them, like absolute trash. We're gonna skip this game. Dolphins beat the Patriots 15-10. They're both bottom five. Dolphins are garbage. Um, they're trash. Okay, the Colts and the Jaguars, man. What a game. The Colts and the Jaguars game was actually crazy to think about. So the Jags got their first win this week over the Indianapolis Colts. The score was 37-34. The Jags have been struggling all this year. I don't want to say struggling because they have been facing some really good teams. Like they had a gauntlet. Like yeah, their first game was against the Dolphins with Tua, so the Dolphins were good. The Browns won. They fumbled that game. They suck for that. But then it's the Bills and the Texans. I don't so much blame it on the Jags. It's just the Jags are just getting outbeat by better competition. I want to say. So it's not really like a thing of like, oh, they're just trash. I just think that they're not getting able to shine because they're just going against teams that are better than them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even a fact that I think they're bad. They're just getting they're just under talented for these teams that they're facing. But they finally got their first win with the Colts. The Colts could have easily took this game. Joe Flacco is actually still an amazing quarterback. When like it's actually crazy. Joe Flacco like is actually like amazing. Like the Jags defense is bottom five for sure. Like it's horrible. But like Joe Flacco threw for 359, three TDs, no intos. Like and with all due respect, like you know these guys, of course, they're NFL players, but the only decent receiver on the Colts is Michael Pittman. Like Alec Pierce is okay, Josh Downs is okay, Adante Mitchell is okay. Like there's no crazy receiver, and Joe Flacco's lighting it up like this. Like it's actually kind of impressive. Um, but the Colts lose, so we're not talking about them when they're losers. Trevor Lawrence had himself a good night. 371, two touchdowns. Pick. The pick was just him. I think he got hit when he threw the ball and he threw a pick. Like it is what it is. That happens to most of us. Um, I don't know if Travis Etienne is injured or he's washed, man. I'm glad I dropped him in fantasy. I was gonna pick him up this year because he did me so good last year, but he's been having a really bad stretch. He only had 6 carries for 17 yards. Their backup Tanks Bigsby, 13 carries and 101 yards and 2 TDs. He was going absolutely crazy. Listen, their new receiver they picked up in the draft, Brian Thomas Jr. This guy's a freaking animal, bro. I just picked him up in fantasy, man. He has been doing me so good. He actually won me a parlay too. Like this guy's crazy, man. He has great separation ability. He's really fast on his feet. Like I think the Jags are gonna be good. I think the Jags are one of, I think they're like my second favorite team behind the Chiefs, of course. But you know, when we face them, I don't. There's no my favorite teams, but I just want to see them win. I like bottom tier franchises to do good. Like I wish Carolina did good. I wish like the Jags did good, but I mean the Jags do play the Bears this week coming up. I got my predictions on the game at the end. But that should be a really good game. But Jags get their first dub of the season, man, over the Colts. Okay, the Bills and the Houston Texans. This game was actually pretty mid. It was a mid off. I won't lie. C.J. Stroud is not playing his best ball. He still threw for 331 yards and one TDs. But I feel like low key, I don't really think that's really CJ's like doing. Like, of course, he's a quarterback, and I don't want to deprive him of anything. But Nico Collins is just like, bro, this guy's like insane. Like, I'm not joking. Like, is it crazy to say Nico might be a top 5 receiver in football? Like, this guy's insane. Like, every time he catches the ball, he's getting like 15 yards minimum. Like, bro, he had 2 receptions for 78 yards and a touchdown. He had a 67-yard touchdown bomb by C.J. Stroud. And then, like, I'm not gonna cap. Stephon Diggs showed his ass, man. He was like, "Listen, like, you guys traded me. I'm gonna show you what you traded." It was a really, really close game. Josh Allen for another week. I think he had his worst passing percentage ever in his career. He went 9 from 30. It's starting to show up, man. It's starting to see that you really do need some competent receivers in order to win. And the Buffalo Bills is starting to creep up on them when they're playing these better teams. They have no playmakers. Josh Allen can't be a playmaker and a quarterback usually at the same time for that throughout the whole entire game. And it's showing. So they lost a really close game. Texans beat 23-20. Texans are now 4-1, and the Bills dropped to 3-2. Just the absolute slugfest. It was a really good game to watch, and I enjoyed it. Okay. So next we're gonna talk about Raiders versus Broncos. It was literally insane. The Broncos just stomped them with defense. GG with the Broncos, even though I hate both these teams. Can't wait to play them and destroy them. But Broncos win over Raiders 34-18. Oh my God! Listen to me, man. I'm not. It's not time to overreact because I still think this team is gonna be really good and they're probably gonna be in the NFC Championship game. But the 49ers look sorry, man. They look so sorry. Like the 49ers lose to the Arizona Cardinals 24 to 26, 24 to 23, I'm sorry. And I didn't even understand how they lost. Like this game was like within their hands and they just lost it. Like and I watched the game and I still can't even put the words on like how they lost. Brock Purdy did throw a pick at the end to seal the game. It's what Brock's been doing a lot lately. He's been throwing a lot of picks. And I feel like no one really cares if no one talks about this kind of stuff. Like I understand, like people talk about Patrick Mahomes doing bad, which he is. I'm not denying that. I feel like this is his first great game. He's been playing like shit, like not shit, but just playing average, like an average QB for the whole season. And so has Brock Purdy. Like I'm gonna look at his stats. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe he just had one bad game because I don't usually look at losers. Yeah, he's also throwing a pick in almost every game too. He didn't throw a pick in a Rams game and a Jets game. Um, but like, why is anyone not talking about him? Like, they're not talking about how bad he's playing. They're just talking about how bad Pat is playing or how good Lamar or Jaden Daniels is playing. Like, it's just like Brock Purdy gets all the praise when he's done something right, but when he sucks, it's like no one really cares. Like, I don't really understand that. And he's kind of getting the Justin Herbert treatment where like low cap Justin Herbert plays well when he loses the time, and then when he plays bad, no one talks about it. It's like it's weird. But listen, the 49ers are it might like if they lose this next game to the Seahawks, it might be panic time. I think they're losing the division, and I think they don't even make the playoffs. Like I know that's crazy, but like they're just playing so bad right now. Like Brock threw 2 picks. Their receivers are getting and what's crazy, right? What's really insane about the 49ers is that all the people are there besides Christian McCaffrey. Now, Christian McCaffrey does make a huge difference. I will not minimize Christian McCaffrey, but Jordan Mason, the backup running back or the starting one right now, this guy's amazing too. This guy's really good. He might not be the type of physical runner and touchdown scorer as McCaffrey, but this guy's averaging like 70 or so, it's like a 70 yards or something like that. Like he's averaging 70 yards a game. Like so I don't really understand. I mean the 49ers have like top 3 O-line of course. So I don't really understand how they're losing these games. Like I honestly it's looking like a Brock Purdy thing. The Cardinals just ran all over them. I watched the end of the game. James Conner was going crazy. 86 yards, 19 carries. He was just like he was just running all over them. Kyler was doing his tricks. Yo, Kyler's so fast, man. Like, there has to be a actual conversation that Kyler might be the best runner in the NFL. And what I mean by that is that like he might no, maybe he's the hardest to take down because he's so shifty and small, bro. Like you need to see these like they be having him and he just be like waddling out. Like it's so funny. Like he's crazy. But the 49ers dropped to 2-3. And who's actually leading the division now? Now I didn't think about it. That they lost. The Seahawks are leading the division at 3-2. So we'll see. Whoever wins this game should be leading the division. It's tomorrow, Thursday night. It's gonna be the Seahawks at 49ers. So we'll see who win that. But Cardinals do improve to 2-3, and 49ers drop to 2-3. Cardinals win 24-23. So sticking with the NFC South, I believe that's what that is, right? NFC West. Bro, the Seahawks just choked. No cap, bro. The Seahawks would have been able to win this game, go up 2 full games above the 49ers, and sit comfortably and to be able to lose to them on this third day, and it not be a must win. They lost to the freaking Giants, man, with no Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is by far the best player on their team, and the Giants were carving them up through the air. Darius Slayton, 8 receptions, 122 yards, 1 TD. Eric Gray, 50 yards. Theo Johnson, 50 yards. These guys were averaging like you got 3 receivers over 50 yards, man. They were carving them up. Tyrone Tracy Jr., I think that's their new running back. Bro went crazy too. 129 yards. Like I thought the Seattle defense was good this year. Like they were actually like doing good, stopping people, like making some big plays, but they got absolutely destroyed by the Giants, man. And it's not Geno. Geno had a really good game, 28 to 40 28 passes on 48 attempts on completions. I'm sorry, 284 yards and 1 touchdown. Like Geno had a good game. He had 72 yards rushing, which was crazy. Kenneth Walker had a horrible game. I don't know if he got injured. I don't think he did. He just had a really bad game rushing. The Giants were stopping the run, which the Giants like really can't do that good, but I guess they could do it for Kenneth Walker. Um, just like Tyler Lockett had a good game. DK was kind of locked down this game. But I mean, 55 yards is still good. But overall, the Seahawks blew it, man. The Seahawks blew it. This is their chance to take hold of the division. Now they're fighting for the division tomorrow, and it's like you know how this 49ers do, man. They do really good against divisional game, even though they just lost to the Cardinals. So of course the Seahawks have a chance. That's not what I'm saying, but it was just overall just like a not a good week for the Seahawks, man. They had that. Next game up was the Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, nothing really to say here. Like Jordan Love looks okay. He's getting back in the groove of things. Josh Jacobs is still an animal, still a monster. Tucker Craft, Jalen Reed. Jalen Reed is like I think he's like #1 almost in like fantasy points. Like he's going crazy. Rams are still banged up. Kyrie Williams is actually like a legit running back. Like he's so good. Like I have him in fantasy as well. This is my second year drafting him. He's just so good. He's literally a touchdown machine, bro. Like if you're in the goal line, he's getting in there. Pause. But just overall, just a really good game. Packers did come up with the win. Rams moved to 1-4. I could easily see the Rams being like that first loss was legit. They lost with both of them people, but like I can easily see them being like 2-3 or something, or like 3-2 easily. But Packers do come out with that one, 24-19. Steelers Cowboys, pretty boring game. This is probably the boringest game of the. Oh no! I'm sorry. The Dolphins and Patriots was the boringest game. This might have been number 2. Just a stalemate. Just like booty. I feel like every time I look at the stats, Dak always had crazy stats, but I mean like he threw 2 picks. Um, Rico Dotto had him a game, 87 yards. Listen to me. I don't know. I'm just a random guy going over NFL games. You know, nothing, nobody of significance. I'm sorry. Cowboys, run the fucking ball. Run the ball. What is this? Throw. Like, they never run the ball. Like, this was the first game they actually gave it to Rico Dotto, but like I swear every time they give him the ball and they block, he gets like 5 yards, and then they go, and then for the next 4 possessions they're throwing the ball. I'm like, bro, what is going on? Like, they're such a bad team. Like, oh, like I don't expect them to. They're gonna make the playoffs, but they're gonna lose like they always do. Micah was injured this game, so their defense played really good against the uh the Pittsburgh Steelers. Justin Fields had himself an okay game, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns, pretty good game. Um, Najee just looked really bad again. Najee's one of the most inconsistent backs I've ever seen in NFL history. Like one week he's destroying a top tier team, and the next week he's just garbage. But the Dallas Cowboys do win. They go to 3-2. They're chasing the Commanders. I believe they played the Lions this week. Whew, that's gonna be a good one. Um, but that concludes the week 5 of the NFL. What's some things that happened? Robert Saleh from the Jets got fired. Pretty stupid. I think he was actually a great defensive coach. Maybe they could have bumped him down to defensive coach, but that's not how things work. Once you're fired, you're fired. They don't usually give position to somebody. They usually just let you go. Deshaun Watson is actually garbage, like beyond garbage. I have to say that. Like no, he's so bad. I would probably put money in for him to stop playing football. Like I would pay him to stop playing because he's really horrible. The Dolphins are just horrible, horrible. Tua needs to come back so this team can compete again. But I think by the time he comes back, it's gonna be too late. They're gonna be too far down in the totem pole. They're just really bad. What else? Oh, we skipped the best game. Maybe I didn't skip. Maybe I didn't say the best for last. I was almost forgot. The Ravens and the Bengals had themselves a freaking light show. A freaking they. It was insane. I watched this game down to the wire, man. Listen to me. I don't never want to hear somebody say Lamar Jackson can't throw the football, bro. Like if you at this point, if you say that to me right now, you're trolling. You're just trolling. I'm not even gonna give you any mind of that. You're trolling. The Ravens and the Bengals had a OT game. Listen, I think they have to change the OT rule again. Like I know they changed it for the playoffs where every team gets a possession regardless if you score, which is amazing. They might gotta change that in the NFL the regular season as well. And this is what they need to do. They need to do it that the first team gets a possession. If both teams score, the next team who scores wins the game. Then I think that's fair. Because if that's the point of the OT, like let's get one thing sure. The Bengals defense is horrible. I think it's the worst defense in the NFL. It's horrible. Like only when they play us, when they play the Chiefs, their defense is top 3. But when they play any other team, their defense is garbage. Garbage. Like it's horrible. Like bro, like this was an embarrassment. I think that it was a total of 600 yards of offense. Let me get my stats right. Bro, it was 520 yards of offense from the Baltimore Ravens. Now, granted, um, the Bengals were cooking too, 442. The Bengals did cook the Ravens defense as well. Joe Burrow had himself a night, 392, 5 touchdowns, and he threw that costly pick at the end of the game in overtime. To not only overtime, but and in the game for the Ravens to come back. That was gonna be his one mistake, and those are the mistakes that actually makes you lose games, man. Like regardless if Joe Burrow was playing so good, like even that one mistake, it made them lose the game. The Ravens rallied up and came back to win this game. Lamar's amazing. Like there's nothing I can really say about this. Like Lamar's on fire right now, bro. Like he's literally like one or two. Like the only person I think that's like a little bit better is who they're gonna face right now is Jaden Daniels. Like Jaden Daniels is crazy. Now Jaden Daniels does make more mistakes than Lamar. Lamar had no picks, and Jaden Daniels been throwing a pick at least one time every game. But I'm a person who don't really care about picks. I don't care about picks if they don't swing the game. So in terms of like this, that one pick that Joe Burrow threw literally helped the Ravens win the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, say for instance, like Josh Allen. Josh Allen throws a lot of picks, but most of his picks are like fourth down or like third down and long. So he just launches that shit. Like, I don't care about that. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me. It didn't sway the game because they probably would have just punted it. So he just throws it. Like, I don't care. That doesn't bother me. But when a game is close or when a team is rallying back, you can't make these mistakes, man. And Joe Burrow seems to, and it's not even Joe Burrow, it's the Bengals in general. The Bengals is one of the most unfortunate teams in NFL history, man. Like, They're so unfortunate. Like, and I know that's coming from a Chiefs fan. Of course, you guys are gonna say, "Oh, well, the Chiefs are so fortunate. They always get the rest behind them." Like, it is what it is. Like, I really don't care about that. I don't complain about calls at all. Like, I think calls is like dumb. Like, it is dumb for a referee to have the outcome of a game. But regardless of prime time of the Super Bowl, if someone does something illegal that you can't do, like a PI or holding, they need to call it on both sides. And sometimes the refs don't see that, bro. Because if you want to be technical, there's a lot of times where Chris Jones is getting hold. And am I screaming at the TV? Oh my God, he's getting held! I hate this kid. No, I'm just like, yo, Chris Jones getting held. They probably don't see it. It is what it is. They make a play, boom. It is what it is. We lose because of it. It is what it is. But listen, Derrick Henry's looking like MVP, like MVP Derrick Henry when he had almost 2,000 yards from scrimmage, 92 yards, one TD. I will say this: the Bengals defense is horrible. Like, I'm not going to discredit it; it's really bad. But man, look, Lamar, Zay Flowers had 111 yards. Isaiah Likely had only 13 yards, but he had two touchdowns. He's like a red zone machine. This game was a fucking slugfest, man. This is the best game of this week. The Bengals fought on 1-4. I think the Bengals are cooked. I think they're cooked. You want to know why I think they're cooked? Because let's just go over their schedule for a little bit. I think they beat the Giants this week. I think they beat the Browns. I think they lose to the Eagles. I think they beat the Raiders. I think they lose to the Ravens again. I think they lose to the Steelers one time because the Steelers always have them. They might even lose to the Browns one time because the Browns played them really good as well. But the Browns are pretty shit. Actually no, actually I disagree. Let me hold up. I'm looking at the schedule and their schedule is easy as fuck. Like, I won't lie. The only tough teams they have is the Ravens, Ravens, Steelers, Eagles. Am I looking at? Yeah, that's really it. So they can still make the playoffs, but it's not looking very good. They're gonna need some teams to start losing, and I don't see that. Uh, I mean, they still have a chance. There's a lot of 1-4 teams in the AFC. The AFC is pretty bad this year. I won't lie. I'm pretty down. But that concludes the end of our Week 5 NFL season, man. We're gonna go over our picks who I think we're gonna win this week. Of course, the Chiefs have a bye week, so you won't be hearing about the Chiefs in the next update. But it was a crazy week of football, and I hope Week 6 brings even more craziness. So the 49ers played the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime, and I believe that the 49ers are going to win. I believe it's going to be a really close and tough game, but the 49ers will bring out this win because the defense, I think, is going to be able to stop Geno and stop the running game, and he's going to be forced to throw. And when Geno's just forced to throw, like, he can put up numbers, but they seem to always lose the games when he's put into a predominantly passing role. So I'm going to go with the 49ers. The Jaguars and the Bears, I think the Bears are going to win this. I think the Bears are going to win this pretty good. I think it's gonna be a close game, maybe like by 2 scores. The Bears defense is too good. They're gonna stop the Jaguars, and I think the Jaguars defense is horrible. So I think Caleb Williams is gonna have himself a day. So I got Bears winning over Jags. Buccaneers Saints. I'm gonna take the Bucks here. I think it's a perfect spot for the Bucks to bounce back after losing to the Falcons in OT. I think the Bucks are gonna win this game. And the Saints are gonna just continue to decline. They were the hottest team at the beginning of the year, and now they're probably top 7 worst teams now. And not in terms of roster, but it's in terms of losing. And then, woo, here go this game, man. This game, they were trying to put this game to be flexed to the primetime spot, to be switched with the Bengals and the Giants, but I think the commissioner denied it. The Washington Commanders over the Ravens, man. This is my upset of the week. I think the Commanders are gonna go in there and beat the Ravens, man. I think the Commanders are on a trajectory to be one of the best teams in the NFC, man. They are so good. Their defense has stepped up. I don't know what happened to what got into their defense, but the defense is really good now. Of course, Jaden Daniels is amazing. Scary Terry has his resurgence. He's always been good. I have hated the Terry slander so far, but like, he's haven't had a quarterback, and now he does, and he's putting up numbers, bro. He's averaging like 60 yards per game or something like that, which is crazy. I think it's gonna be a really close game. I think the real thing's gonna be is that if they can't stop Derrick Henry, they lost. I'm gonna say that, which is looking hard because Derrick Henry is unstoppable. But I feel like they're gonna have a good game plan, man. I feel like it's gonna be a really close game, and I do have the Commanders upsetting the Ravens, man. Let's go to Cardinals and Packers. I got the Packers. Packers just are gonna beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a scrappy team. I will admit that, but I still got the Packers winning. I think pretty easily. Like it might be a close game, but it's gonna be Packers easily. Colts Titans. This one is a toss up. Uh, I think I'm gonna go with the Colts. No, scratch that. I'm gonna go to the Titans. I think the Titans have a really good defense. That's all Titans really do well. They have really good defense. So I think they're gonna be able to stymie. But Joe Flacco lights up good defenses too. That's a toss up. Like I think I'm gonna go Titans. I'm gonna lock in Titans, but I'm not comfortable with it, and I'm not confident in it. You know what I mean? Like this game could go either way. Texans Patriots, I got Texans blowing them out. Browns Eagles, I got Eagles blowing them out. Chargers Broncos is going to be a really good game. The Broncos usually play their division really well. But I think I'm going to go with the Chargers here. I think the Chargers are going to bounce back after losing to us in week 4. And they had a bye last week, so they didn't play anybody. So I think it's going to be a really good spot for them to bounce back and get a win. Chargers over the Broncos. Steelers over Raiders. They're going to win that pretty comfortably. Falcons over Panthers. They're going to win that pretty comfortably. Another amazing game. Lions and Cowboys. I'm going to take the Lions here. The Lions are going to run the fucking Cowboys to the ground, bro. It's going to, like, no cap. I'm going to bet on this game. I'm going to put, like, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs for, like, 60 each. They're going to run the ball on these guys. I don't think the Cowboys can stop the Lions run game. The Lions have the best run game in the league, and it's not even close. I think Saquon is the best running back right now, but the best 1-2 punch is the Lions by far. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs are insane, and Jared Goff's been playing pretty solid football. So I think the Lions are gonna win, gonna beat the Cowboys in a close game. Cowboys are gonna keep it close. They might get blown out, and then garbage time. Dak's gonna be like, "Look, I got 400 yards and 3 touchdowns," but I'm getting blown out the entire time. Bengals and Giants. Listen, man. Listen to me. I'm gonna take, like, I'm a Bengals hater. I hate the Bengals because I'm a Chiefs fan, of course. I think this is the worst team for us to play. For something about it with Patrick Mahomes with the Bengals, they just have our number. Like I will admit that. Even though we're tied, I believe in wins now. But we're 2-3. We're 2-3 with Joe Burrow, and then we're 3-3 without Joe Burrow. Like I mean, like you know what I'm saying, he's in those 2 games we lost to, but we did beat him one time without him. So I believe we're like he still has one win over Patrick Mahomes, but now we're even as a team standpoint. And they've been playing really good. So no, I can't do that. They've been playing really good. Joe Burrow's been playing really good. He hasn't been playing bad at all. So I'm gonna give it to the Bengals. The Bengals are gonna win. But I can see the Giants winning, bro. Like the Bengals defense is so bad, bro. But if he loses to us in a slugfight to Daniel Jones, that ass, it's over. They're done. I'm not entertaining nothing else. They're done. And then Monday Night Football is going to be the Bills and the Jets. This is one of the biggest games probably in the NFL this week, is because this is also same thing with the 49ers and Seahawks. This is a divisional game. Whoever wins this game is going to be the leader in their division. I'm going to have the Bills coming out of this one. I think the Bills have been playing really bad football. I think they're going to get it together. They're going to get a solid game plan. The Jets defense is really good, but the Jets offense is just like it's just up and down. It's like a roller coaster. The Bills defense offense is not that good either, but I have more faith in Josh Allen than I do with Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to take the Bills over the Jets in Monday Night Primetime game. So let's go over quickly, real fast. So we got 49ers winning, Bears winning, Buccaneers winning, Commanders winning, Packers winning, Titans winning, Texans winning, Eagles winning, Chargers winning, Steelers winning, Falcons winning, Lions winning, Bengals winning, and finally the Bills winning. I appreciate you guys for watching the video. I appreciate you guys for drop your opinions down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys' favorite team is, and I hope to see y'all back for week 6. And let's get it. Go Chiefs.